family physician, Dr. Jen Caudle, joins me now with a year-end health checklist you can use to take charge of your personal health and wellness going into the new year. Dr. Caudle, so good speaking with you today. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's start off with this checklist here. I know a lot of people have probably put some things on the back burner because they've been focused on COVID-19, but there are a number of things that you should keep track of. What's the first thing?
Yeah, so, vaccines is actually very, very important. I mean, that's like your flu vaccine. We're still giving flu shots and making sure that your children are still up to date on their childhood vaccines. And don't forget that adults need vaccines too, whether it's tetanus, shingles, pneumonia vaccine, and others. So making sure that you're still up on your vaccines is very, very important. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the COVID vaccine, which hopefully will be available to the public in the coming weeks, if not sooner. That is something I certainly highly recommend for those that qualify for it. So not skipping out on those vaccines is very important.
And the second item you have here is the annual wellness exam. Elaborate on what that is and why that's so important.
Yeah, well, we should all be seeing our doctor at least once a year. That is sort of goes without saying. Once a year, you should see your doctor. Now, of course, during the pandemic, everything is looking different this year, but you can still see your doctor through a telemedicine visit if you're not able to or comfortable going into your doctor's office. So keep that in mind. And remember, many doctors' offices, we are doing things as safely as possible, wearing PPE, et cetera, keeping waiting rooms empty and things like that. So really make sure if you have not been to the doctor in the last year, this is your time to go. Put that on your list. Make sure you get that done.
All right, this third item here I'm going to pay special attention to as someone who wakes up at 3 in the morning. Proper sleep schedule. What is that? Who is that?
Yeah, you said, who is that? I know. And, I know you guys wake up so early. God bless you. What's interesting is that a lot of my patients during this pandemic have complained, and myself as well, of altered sleep habits. Like our internal clock is just off. One thing is really for sure is make sure if you're an adult that you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. It's a little bit different for everybody. You might need a little more, a little less. But the point is sleep is essential, not only for you as adults, but also your children as well. Make that a priority.
All right. Totally agree with that one. And this last one here is especially important as we ring in the new year within the next couple of days here. So make healthy goals. Why is that important? Because I think maybe sometimes we get a little ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's true. But you know what? With this year that we've had, with 2020 that we've had, I think that we have a lot to look forward to in 2021. I think this is about, especially making goals this year, maybe more important than it ever was before, because this is a chance for a new start. So many of us want to shed a lot of the things that have happened in 2020 and start anew. This is a perfect opportunity to do that. And something I should also say is, we have all been through a lot in 2020. I think one of the most important things that we can take with us going into 2021 is grace. Being gentle with yourself, giving yourself sort of a warm sort of handshake and a hug, this idea of taking care of yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, but think about 2021 as a new opportunity for health and wellness, and think about the things that you want to do coming into this new year.
Yeah, give yourself some grace. Man, is that so important, especially after the end of this year. And speaking of this year, it's been stressful for most of us, to say the least. You say minimize stress. Why is that important, and how do you do that?
Yeah, I say that because, honestly, somebody might say, well, how am I supposed to do that in this year? And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you said that. In some ways, it almost seems impossible in the climate and the world that we're living in right now. But honestly, finding little ways to find peace and happiness, whether it's yoga, whether it's a FaceTime call with someone that you love, maybe it's just shutting off the news for a little while. No offense, no offense. Don't shut off Fox 5 right now. But the idea is, whatever you need to do to unplug and take a step back. Maybe it's going for walks. I go for daily walks. Yeah. Finding those little places where we can find stress relief and try to look inward is going to help us. This has been a tough year. If you feel it, you are not alone. We just have to learn how to sort of manage it as we go into 2021. Stress relief is going to be one of our biggest friends.
Yeah, one of the overall messages that I'm getting from this here is control the things you can, right? A lot of these things you can do on your own, and it's within your control. And certainly if there are certain things that you can't get to, like you said, give yourself some grace. This year has been hard on most of us. Dr. Jen Caudle, always good talking to you. Appreciate the advice. And Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
All right, see ya.